mugging you off.
I'll let you
it's bullshit. It's a cop-out. I'm not going to have this conversation with you.
There was a time, not that long ago, when a guy could swear, "I'm loyal, babe," by the fire pit, just hours after cracking on with someone else in the hideaway. And somehow, we lived for it. Love Island UK wasn't just a dating show. It was chaos in neon bikinis, a glittery mess of emotional immaturity, teeth-whitening deals, and iconic meltdowns. Remember Georgia yelling, "I'm loyal," like she was heading into battle? Curtis doing the worm mid-breakup like it was a coping mechanism? Johnny telling Camilla she was a bit too clever, as if intelligence was a red flag? It was trash, but it was our trash. You never knew who'd mug off who, or who'd fall in love with someone they met 48 hours ago.
You marry me, baby, because I love you and I want you to be my baby for the rest of our lives, and I want to die next to you.
It felt alive. Now, it's a glossy loop of PR-trained influencers and recycled plot lines. A walking ad for fast fashion and lip filler. The drama? Factory-produced. The teeth? Blinding. The people? Already soft-launching their Boohoo Man deal before they've picked a bed. So what happened? How did a gloriously stupid, heartfelt mess become a sanitized brand machine? This is the rise, the fall, and the influencer-filtered afterlife of Love Island. Welcome to the post-Love era. Before it was a global machine churning out teeth-whitened influencers and fast fashion deals, Love Island was kind of a mess. The original version, Celebrity Love Island, aired in 2005. It featured C-list UK celebrities, a villa in Fiji, and the kind of awkward flirtation that made The Office look sexually charged.
And Sophie gave me a hint. She said it's by the sea, but I still didn't know.
It flopped harder than a dumped bombshell trying to re-enter the villa after Casa Amor. Celebrity Love Island wasn't just awkward. It got mauled by critics and viewers alike. Even Big Brother's producers called it desperate. Ratings tanked so hard that ITV tried a revamp in 2006. It still died. Fast forward to 2015. ITV2 brings it back. No celebs this time, just disturbingly attractive, questionably employed 20-somethings in swimwear and wireless mics. And somehow, it worked. It wasn't polished, it wasn't clever, but it had energy. It was like Big Brother on heat, or Geordie Shore with fewer hangovers and more lip filler. The formula? Ridiculously simple and somehow genius. Hot singles with attachment issues.
Because after everything that's happened, it's like, I look stupid, Mitch.
A villa they couldn't leave. Alcohol, microphones, public humiliation. By season 3, it wasn't niche anymore. It was a summer ritual. In 2017, it became ITV2's most watched show, with over 2 million tuning in for the finale. You had Muggy Mike, Kim and Chris, Casa Amor, a televised trust fall with bikinis and betrayal. And the edit? Iconic. Ian Sterling's voiceovers turned toast-making into tragedy.
Love Island is proud to present a Love Island production starring the cast of Love Island.
He gave the show a personality, self-aware, sarcastic, and unashamedly stupid. Early Love Island felt real, not true love real, more like this man just said loyalty is his love language while texting 4 girls real. Nobody was building a brand. They were just there to flirt, fight, and maybe split 50K if they could fake feelings long enough. Audiences ate it up, not because it was perfect, but because it was messy, human, and kind of brilliant. It struck the rare balance, chaos with charm, cringe with heart. But as always, when something blows up, it gets monetized. And just beyond the fire pit, the era of the influencer was warming up. Every kiss, argument, and eye roll became memeable content.
Dare you say that comment about me when you didn't even know me?
Instagram followers skyrocketed. For the first time, a reality show wasn't just watched. It was shared, quoted, and monetized in real time. Love Island didn't collapse overnight. It leaked. Like a designer inflatable slowly deflating in the Majorcan sun, wheezing out charm one cliche at a time. At first, it still looked the same. The villa, the fire pit, the fairy lights, but something felt off.
Obviously, Stormzy's a big name, but we're also a big name, so it's just seeing like a friend.
The conversations, suddenly scripted. The drama, too neat. The contestants looked like they'd all been printed on the same influencer template. You could feel it. This wasn't just reality TV anymore. This was content creation with a tan.
Interesting, very, very, very interesting. You back yourself, yeah?
I could smell fear on you.
Season 5 was the tipping point. It gave us Amber, Ovi, Michael's spectacular fall from grace. It was peak drama. But something had shifted. Everyone seemed a little too prepared. Gone were the wide-eyed contestants who didn't know what they'd signed up for. Now they walked in mid-game, media-trained, brand-aware, already practicing their heartbreak face for the camera. They weren't looking for love. They were soft-launching their fast fashion career. And behind the scenes, the show started feeling engineered. Storylines got cleaner.
You make me so happy.
Arcs became obvious. Bad boys got redemption edits. Quiet girls got glow-ups. It wasn't reality anymore. It was off-brand Shakespeare with teeth whitening. Meanwhile, the branding machine kicked into overdrive. Remember when the personalized water bottles felt fun? Quirky? Yeah. That ended quickly. By season 6, the entire villa was a walking ad. Sunglasses, fake lashes, protein shakes. The fire pit was basically a pop-up shop, and then came the NPCs. You know the type, the lad who says, "I like her vibes," and then proceeds to have no actual vibe himself. The girl who doesn't like drama, but somehow is the drama in every single scene. The cheeky chappy with all the charm of soggy toast and the emotional depth of a paddling pool. These people didn't feel real. They felt generated, like they'd been 3D printed in a TikTok lab and programmed to survive just long enough to plug a teeth whitening brand before week 4.
Why am I crying? Why am I crying? It's because I care about the baby.
But this wasn't just about fake personalities. This was also the era when cracks started showing behind the scenes. In 2016, Zara Holland lost her Miss Great Britain title after having sex on the show, because apparently Britain can handle 24/7 bikini content but draws the line at orgasms.
Just saying that, like, it's not acceptable, blah, blah, blah. Baby, come here. Yeah.
The media had a field day. The public? Divided. Even Caroline Flack, yes, that Caroline, called the decision archaic and puritanical. Still, the show kept growing, until the headlines turned darker. In 2018, former contestant Sophie Graydon took her own life after battling intense online hate. A year later, Mike Thalassitis, another ex-Islander, did the same. And then came 2020, when Caroline Flack, the show's original presenter, died by suicide. 3 deaths, all linked to Love Island, all within 21 months. Suddenly, it wasn't just a villa anymore, it was a pressure cooker. And the public started asking, what's the real cost of all this tan, tension, and teeth? And yet, we kept watching. Not because we believed it, but because we remembered believing it. And we were hoping maybe that spark would come back.
Everyone, this is Reg, my little Baba. See ya.
Spoiler, it didn't. Instead of a twist, we got a slow, repetitive loop. The show wasn't evolving, it was duplicating. And the worst part, it wasn't just changing, it was transforming into something polished, predictable, painfully self-aware. Every long-running show has that one moment. The one where, deep down, you know it's over. Not canceled, just dead inside. For Love Island, it didn't sneak up. It strutted in wearing a sequined mini dress, asked to pull us for a chat, and loudly declared, "This isn't a dating show anymore. It's a branding expo with pool access." Some point to the now infamous talent show episodes, where people with no discernible talents were asked to perform. We got a poem that rhymed fire pit with fit, a lap dance so unsexy it caused nationwide dry mouth, a guy doing actual magic with props and confidence. It was tragic, it was cringy, and somehow it aired. But really, the collapse wasn't about one bad episode. It was about everything becoming artificial. Every season started to look like a rerun. Same villa, same templates, same beats. The only thing changing was who sponsored the swimsuits. Casa Amor, once the ultimate chaos generator, became a tired parody of itself. The boys forgot loyalty before their welcome drinks were finished. The girls declared, "I'm gonna be respectful," then emotionally relocated within 36 hours.
Coming at me. It to me. You're coming at me behind my back. I'm not coming at you behind your back. So what did you...
Then came movie night, a slow-motion betrayal compilation, presented like a corporate training video on how not to behave in relationships. One particular movie night in 2021 caused 25,000 complaints to Ofcom. Why? Because Faye went full Tasmanian devil on Teddy, screaming, swearing, spiraling. It was the most complained about Love Island moment ever. And ITV, they just let it roll. because chaos means coverage. The contestants didn't even pretend to be normal anymore. They arrived with media training, 4K lighting experience, and Instagram captions already drafted for their exit post. Every confessional sounded like a TikTok script. I just think I deserve someone who matches my energy. Translation, I need to stay relevant for at least 3 more episodes. They weren't here to fall in love. They were here to network. And we could tell. We weren't watching people anymore. We were watching walking discount codes with veneers. A cast of social media freelancers auditioning for brand deals in real time. And the show didn't just allow it, it embraced it. The drama became tightly controlled. Fights broke out on cue.
I'm not fucking. I didn't bump you just did, mate. What was there a fucking problem?
Emotions swelled right before the ad break. Even the tears felt like they'd been signed off by a publicist. Meanwhile, charities like Women's Aid and Refuge were sounding alarms. Gaslighting, coercive control, toxic masculinity. Season 2022 was a bingo card of red flags, with guys like Luca Bish giving lectures on loyalty while bullying women mid-date. And the producers? They brought back Adam Collard. Yes, that Adam, the OG manipulator from 2018.
I feel like there was nothing really wrong with me and you. I just got the feeling that it couldn't go any further.
Like ITV was speed running its own moral bankruptcy. Even Ian Sterling, once the beating heart of the show's sarcastic charm, sounded like he was narrating his own resignation letter. And then there were the reunion episodes, a beige room full of Botox and no bad blood sound bites. Every scandal was resolved with a 5-minute chat and a plug for someone's lash line. It wasn't closure, it was content packaging. At some point, the pretense dropped. Love Island didn't care about love, or islands, or even people. It cared about engagement metrics, sponsored exclusives, and pushing you to download the app one last time before the credits roll.
Fuck.
It used to be a chaotic mess of hot people making bad decisions. Now it's a conveyor belt, sun-drenched, algorithm-approved, emotionally neutered. And the ultimate irony? A show about connection became completely disconnected from reality, from the audience, from anything even resembling risk. That, dear viewer, is when it jumped the shark. And yes, the shark probably landed a Pretty Little Thing collab. Love Island today is like a student flat fridge, technically working, but everything inside is expired and vaguely sticky. There's no tension, no spontaneity, no mess. It's reality TV that's been so over-edited, it might as well come with a storyboard. Someone shouts, someone cries, someone walks off, then a confessional. I'm just being real. You're not being real. You're being professionally vulnerable.
Like, I'm just embarrassed about the situation. Like, I can't believe, like...
Yeah, but I was gonna pull you for a conversation.
The formula isn't just predictable, it's robotic. Act 1, identical teeth, identical tattoos, identical personalities. Act 2, someone gets tested. Translation, shallow flirting for screen time. Act 3, fire pit fallout, dramatic piano, and apology with zero actual growth. At this point, you could watch any episode from the last 5 years and not know what season it is. The drama, recycled. The relationships, market tested. The betrayals, copy pasted from last year's script. Even the internet, once obsessed with the chaos, has turned cynical. Reddit reads like a support group. Did anyone feel anything this episode? They're all influencers before they even enter. Why does this feel like a simulation of a show I used to love? And the producers, their solution, more games. Silly, awkward, always overproduced. Suck and blow. Spill the tea. Raunchy races.
Yeah, like mine was years ago. I'm gonna just shot.
I'm gonna shot as well.
It's like a hen do that never ends, and not in a good way. Even the dates have given up. No helicopters, no boats, just a picnic blanket, 3 strawberries, and 2 people pretending this was a breakthrough conversation. I just feel like we've grown so much. You've known each other for 9 days. 4 of those were spent plotting how not to get dumped. The stakes? Gone. Nobody cares about the 50K. They'll earn that from Instagram before the reunion airs. Nobody's truly heartbroken. They've already soft-launched their next situationship by the time the credits roll. And the audience isn't watching for love. We're watching to see who cries the prettiest and lands the PLT deal. In 2019, nearly 4 million people tuned in to watch the finale. In 2023, just over 1.3 million. Love Island didn't just lose the spark, it lost the audience. Meanwhile, ITV claims it's evolving. They've muted contestants' social media to reduce trolling. They swapped misguided for eBay. They added mental health support, and diversity briefings. But here's the thing. You can't rebrand authenticity. Love Island became so obsessed with protecting its brand, it forgot how to entertain. It's clean, it's controlled, it's empty. A glossy influencer incubator in disguise, a dating show with no dating, no danger, and barely any human behavior.
Oh, you're sweet.
So no one knows you're back. No. So like when we enter tomorrow and I enter with you guys, they're gonna be freaking the hell out.
And yet, it still trends, but only because people are hate watching, nostalgia watching, or just watching to confirm it's still broken. Because once a show becomes so self-aware, so afraid of real chaos, it stops being fun. At some point, you're no longer watching for pleasure. You're doom scrolling the villa. So, can Love Island be saved? Technically, sure. Anything can be saved, even Twitter. But should it? Because to save something, you have to admit it's broken. ITV doesn't think it's broken. They see the trending hashtags, the in-app votes, the boohoo sponsorships, and go, brilliant, let's do the exact same thing again. But the soul, the spontaneity, the gloriously stupid chaos that made it magic, long gone. Love Island used to be fun because it didn't try to be anything more than hot people making bad decisions. It was messy, cringe, weirdly human. Now it's anxious, overproduced, constantly managing its image like a contestant prepping for a brand deal.
Stop trying to mix the pot. It's so boring. Do you want her to choose you or not? Well then.
And the saddest part, there are still flickers of the old spark. A contestant saying something unscripted, a genuinely awkward kiss, a fire pit moment that doesn't land like it was written by a PR team. But those moments get edited out, smoothed over, replaced by safer, cleaner content. Because Love Island isn't dying from lack of viewers. It's dying because it stopped surprising them. And maybe, just maybe, the only way forward isn't another twist, or another Casa Amor, or another overly staged bombshell entrance. Maybe it's letting the chaos back in, letting things go off script, letting people be people. Not perfect, not branded, just messy and real, the way it used to be. Or scrap it all together, burn it down, replace it with a crossover called Bake Off, Casa Amor, and let's see who gets pied in both senses. And hey, if you made it this far through the emotional autopsy of Britain's most bronzed reality corpse, subscribe. Because unlike Love Island, we still believe in raw chaos, poor choices, and people saying unfiltered nonsense with their whole chest. So yeah, subscribe. Or don't. But don't come crying when you're 6 episodes into season 11 wondering why you can't remember a single name, storyline, or jawline.